Yeah, my shoulder messed up, everyone. So don't tell Canelo. It may be the right, maybe the left, but it's both of them. I'm having problems with my shoulders.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds.
The boxing world has been rocked by shocking reports that Terence "Bud" Crawford may be battling a serious shoulder injury just days before his long-awaited showdown with Canelo Alvarez.
But word on the street is that Bud Crawford has hurt his shoulder or re-injured a shoulder that had been surgically repaired.
What was shaping up to be one of the most anticipated fights in recent history now carries an air of doubt, leaving fans and analysts wondering if the matchup will play out as expected, or if it should even happen at all.
Crawford 100%. Crawford is 100%. If he ain't 100%, he 90%. He's still gonna fight. He's still gonna fight. That's just what it is. Forget that shoulder. Bro, this is what we signed up for. This is part of being a fighter. That's what it's part of. This is what you wanted. This is what you got. This is what comes with it. That's it. Stop making excuses. No team. Winner takes all on this one.
Whispers in the boxing community suggest Crawford may have re-injured a shoulder that was surgically repaired earlier in his career. For a fighter preparing to face one of the sport's hardest punchers, even the slightest shoulder issue could change everything.
I feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez.
When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder. It's going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo, who's a natural 175. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all.
No.
Berlanga's a big kid.
Yeah.
So it makes me think, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard.
Right.
But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork.
Boy Anthony, Executive Club, getting a fresh haircut. But just want to talk about Canelo Crawford is coming up this weekend and everybody's excited. Here in Vegas, the electricity is in the air. So look, even though these guys are combined almost 80 years old, it should be a good fight. And let me tell you why. Crawford is coming up 2 weight classes and he's coming off a year's layoff. So that's a huge advantage for Canelo. If Canelo forces his will on him, he'll probably be 190 pounds inside the ring on fight night. I give him a great shot in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round to knock out Crawford. If he doesn't do that, then Crawford is going to box his ears off. It might be another Mayweather versus Canelo. Remember when Mayweather was just schooling him and making him look silly? That can happen again this Saturday. So everything has to be perfect for Crawford. He has to use his footwork. He has to use his speed, his combinations, his ring IQ. He has to stay disciplined. And Canelo, all he has to do is take Crawford's punches, but he cannot be comfortable inside the...
Against Canelo, who's built his legacy on power, durability, and relentless pressure, any physical setback could prove disastrous. Crawford is already making a huge leap, moving up 2 weight classes to face a naturally bigger, stronger opponent.
From this side of my mouth, is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how, right? Absolutely it can. Especially when you're packing on extra muscle, your shoulders get heavy anyway. When your shoulders are overdeveloped and you're packing muscle on. And if you have a shoulder injury, it will affect you. Okay. I'm one of those people. It is what it is. I say it all the time, bro. It is what it is. All right. These are human beings. They're real people. If you have an injury, it will affect you 100%. These aren't robots. This ain't a damn cartoon. It's not a movie. It's real life. All right. A lot of you guys got issues now physically. You throw you in a ring, you'll be like, yo, my back was killing me. You know what I'm saying? But with that said,
on fight night, Canelo could tip the scales close to 190 pounds once he rehydrates, bringing a physicality Crawford has never faced before. While Crawford's speed, technical brilliance, and ring IQ are undeniable, skeptics wonder if that will be enough to neutralize the sheer strength of a seasoned super middleweight.
The others say, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another. You know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out. You know what I mean? So
this isn't the first time Crawford has faced doubts. Critics point to moments earlier in his career, such as when Yuriorkis Gamboa managed to rock him, a much smaller fighter than Canelo. If a 130-pounder could rattle him, how will he endure the power of a man who spent years trading blows with the likes of Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, and other natural 175-pounders?
Rumors that you've got a shoulder injury. Do you have a shoulder injury, or is that just rubbish?
Where I got a shoulder injury, I don't know. I think people coming up with their own, antics. Terence Crawford got a shoulder injury. Terence Crawford out of shape. Terence Crawford slow. Terence Crawford. Yeah, they coming up with all kinds of stuff.
Are you feeling a difference in power now you've moved up and you're at your natural weight?
Of course. Power is definitely going to come with it. So that's not any words that I ever had.
Crawford's jabs don't even miss. Canelo's punches come like a brick. Both got a bag full of tricks. They must eat their weed to Bix. Don't come at me, you'll get diss. You lanky streak of piss. Don't call you broke or you sis. Go chill and watch Netflix cause the big guns in them.
Still, Crawford has his believers. His movement, precision, and ability to adapt mid-fight remind many of Floyd Mayweather, who once made Canelo look ordinary under the bright lights of Las Vegas. If Crawford can replicate that formula, frustrating Canelo with speed and footwork, he may carve a path to victory. But everything has to be perfect. One mistake, one moment of fatigue, and Canelo could end the fight in brutal fashion.
Totally debunked this shit. He said that he has no shoulder injury, but at the same time, bro, you can't expect Terence Crawford to come out here right before the fight, if he is injured, that is, and say like, no, yeah, my shoulder is injured. Of course he's not going to do that shit, right? So he has to deny it. So Terence Crawford denying that he has a shoulder injury, it doesn't really mean shit to me. But how true this is, we're going to hear the truth about this shoulder injury after the fight. This is probably when, if Terence Crawford loses, you're probably going to hear that, yeah, my shoulder was injured, this and that, just the list of excuses, it just keeps piling up with this guy, or not with him. I'm not saying Terence Crawford is using these excuses.
Adding fuel to the drama are rumors surrounding Crawford's training camp. Some claim his long layoff, added muscle mass, and age are taking a toll. Others dismiss the chatter as nothing more than pre-fight noise designed to stir headlines or plant excuses. Crawford himself has forcefully denied the rumors, calling them fabrications. He insists he's healthy, in peak condition, and fully committed to what he describes as the biggest fight of his career. Regardless of the truth, the stakes couldn't be higher.